I don't know, there's a lot going on in the world right now, to be honest with you. A lot of stuff, there's a lot of people talking about race. I try to avoid that a lot, but then I started to think about the early 2000s. There was white guys wearing a bunch of like sideways, flat-billed caps, Jinko jeans. Do you remember what we called them? We called them wiggers, which is a crazy thing to do, that they just started with that and didn't even like start off with African American. They jumped straight to the top there. I try to avoid politics and all that a lot, but you know, you always see the headlines. I saw a headline recently and it said, the left needs their Joe Rogan. They need, like, the right has a Joe Rogan, we need a Joe Rogan for the left. Saw all these articles about it, and then I opened X, formerly Twitter. I saw an attractive woman talking, saying that she was going to be the fight, she was going to make the stand to go against Trump, and there's going to be her voice heard. Then I looked at who was saying it, and it was Casey Anthony. So I'm not sure that's the voice that you want. Maybe you should pick a different one than that. Like Casey Anthony, I never really realized she's pretty attractive. And as a guy, that's how you know the guys are just like, will do anything, because I'm like, I could maybe let that pass. She's pretty hot. I mean, she's attainable hot. I'd say that's like the level of hotness she is. She's a woman that you could take home from the bar and like not really get her last name. You know, a nice morning you'd be putting on your clothes and stuff and be like, hey Casey, I never got your last name last night, what is it? And Casey would say Anthony. I would say, I think I made a mistake. I'd say, I think that, you know, maybe I didn't pull out fast enough last night. Maybe, should I get you a plan B? And she'd say, I usually do plan C. That's a different one, you know? Oh man, I got one more political thing. Dude, the headlines are just everywhere. You can't. There's a guy in Minnesota, and he was talking about, he's a senator, right? And his whole thing was they were going to make Trump derangement syndrome a mental disease, right? You heard about it, yeah. It's his whole thing, and then the next week he got caught luring a minor. Like, that's not great. If he plays his card right, this is what I would do if I was in that situation, though. I would say, I think I caught it from a wow. I would say, I think I caught it from a liberal. That's one of the side effects. Hanging out with too many of these Democrats, and now I'm luring kids in, right? If I didn't have Trump derangement syndrome, wouldn't do it. Puts it on WebMD. I don't know, we'll switch from that stuff. I get shy bladder sometimes. You ever get shy bladder? A lot of people that don't want to admit that. Shy bladder does suck. Like, I don't know, I sit there and then I just can't pee, so like, the move that I pull is I sit down to pee. So that people don't really realize that it's taken me a while. Like they see my feet sitting the other way, you know? And then I started to realize they see my whole body sitting in the urinal, pantsless. I think maybe this isn't the best way to go about this. Another person told me, this is what they said, they go, you know, if you can't pee if you have shy bladder, a different thing you can do is hold your breath. And your body will automatically make you pee before that. That's just like something that it triggers. And so I tried that, and I did pee after I woke up in a pile of my pee on the floor because I passed out from holding my breath. That wasn't great. I'll have to try some new things. You got any ideas for me? No? Okay, sir.
Turn 50.
What did you say?
Turn 50.
Oh.
Your bladder fails.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll just keep getting drunk. I'll piss my pants enough. Was I gonna say, you've been around a lot of death in your life? No, I have been, which isn't great, dude. I've been around a lot of death. I was in the same room when my grandma died, which is sad. Like, we knew it was coming, so it was like, whatever, you know? But then she passed. And when that happened, my parents looked down at me and they said, Blaise, you witnessed your first death at 10 years old. I looked up and I was like, is that something I'm supposed to be proud of? Or it's a weird thing to say to a kid, right? I'm like, maybe they think that I'm gonna be a doctor or something like that, you know? I'm gonna be around a lot of death. But then I heard him talking through the door. They're like, he's hanging out with a bunch of idiots, probably die early. Good thing we got one out of the way. It's kind of like, do you remember that movie, Good Luck Chuck? Well, the basis of Good Luck Chuck is that he would have sex with people, then they would get married. And I've been around a lot of death, and it happened to me. I started having sex with people, and they died. They started calling me Bad Luck Blaise. Started with my grandma. I didn't have sex with my grandma. I did get molested by her, but I didn't. Do you guys ever wash clothes? That's a good transition, right? You ever dry clothes? Drying clothes actually gives me high anxiety. I'm usually a confident boy. Except when I go to a dryer. There's so many fucking buttons on a dryer, guys. I go there, there's a button that says less dry. Like if I wanted these less dry, I would throw these back in the washer. Why does that button exist? There's a button that says more dry. I'm like, fucking of course. I want these more dry. If I wanted it drier than dry, that's how the California fire started, I'm pretty sure. There's nothing drier than dry. There should be one button on a dryer, and it should be dry, and then I should be able to just leave, like I'm gonna do right now. Thanks a lot, guys. Give it up for Rudy.